Hey, this is Miko from EVML Sound Lab, and this is Amped Humble, our latest and greatest guitar plugin. Let's check it out. As you can probably tell if you know the amplifier it's based on, it's a very sought after and clean guitar amplifier. And not only does it look cool and amazing, it sounds so good. And it's mainly a clean amplifier, but you can drive it with the drive pedals, as I can demonstrate later in the sound demonstrations. But let's quickly go through the features. So we actually had to completely rework some of our modeling to pull this one off. This is based on the SSS type amplifier. If you're not familiar with that one, I highly recommend you Google it. And we're also including a completely new tube type for our amped system called the 7025. I just felt that it was necessary, and that was the only way we could get the noise floor really low with still retaining that punch in the guitar sound. Now, other new features that come with this amplifier is obviously the filter section here, so I'll quickly explain what it's all about. This is a way for you to filter out lows or highs from your guitar tone beforehand. So if you have these knobs completely off, these are notched and have 7 options to choose from. If you have them all the way off, you have an unfiltered guitar tone. If you feel like you have way too much lows, you can start pushing up the low filter and it'll actually start filtering out those lows. Same goes for the high end. If you feel like your guitar tone is too bright, push this one up and you'll get rid of that brightness. And that's kind of how this filter section works. On top of that, you have a bright switch, which is very bright, so I rarely use it, but you can use that obviously. The deep knob actually adds a little bit more gain and bass to your guitar tone, so that is kind of, I like the sound of that personally. Same goes for the rock and jazz. With the rock, you'll have a little bit more gain. Jazz will be cleaner, but we're still dealing with a guitar amplifier that is pristine clean, even on some extreme gain settings, so it's not a big difference, but I just prefer the tonality of the rock mode personally. And as you may already know, I'm a bit of a guitar cabinet geek and a collector, so what we did with the cabinet section is pretty awesome. We have 2 different cabinets to choose from. We have the EVML Classic and a Mars 65. So these are vintage, very vintage cabinets. The EVML Classic is the one that they usually recommend for this amplifier. The Mars 65 is essentially what Robin Ford uses, so that is the real deal vintage Mars 65 cabinet. Now, in this cabinet section you have 4 mics to choose from. So right now we have a 160, you also have a 57 121 and a 421, which is on the other side here. So you can actually angle the microphones and you can place them in nice positions and find a guitar tone for each of these microphones. And once you have 2 awesome tones going, you can even pull the mics back, by the way, you can mix and match the sounds to be perfect with each other. So right now we're using a 160 close mic'd and angled with a 421 pulled back, and the 421 is on the 65 speaker while the EVML Classic will be on the other side. Now already we're doing something that's quite complicated to do in real life. First of all, finding these speakers and cabinets in really good condition is difficult, let alone shoot high quality impulse responses and manipulate them in this way in this cabinet section is very unique. Now let's hear some sound samples. This is mainly a clean amplifier, but I'll show you how you can make it sound like those driven tones that you know from Humble amps. Okay, and as you can probably tell, depending on what kind of guitar you're using with this plugin, you can expect a completely different kind of guitar tone, which is once again why the filter section is extremely powerful for making sure that every guitar will work with this plugin. Now, let me quickly go through the different features that we added for this Vorna engine for this particular plugin. Now, we have a tuner now, which is amazingly robust and reliable. We have a MIDI section, so you can use a MIDI pedal to completely control this plugin and everything in it, so you can actually use it in rehearsals or live or wherever you may like. And on top of that, we have a new PEDALBOARD, which is now bigger and better. We have the newest compressor in here. Everything is kind of redone so that it works better. And the cool thing about our PEDALBOARD is that you can simultaneously always control the amplifier and the pedals. So for example, if I want to use a drive pedal and add some drive, I can simultaneously lower the drive from the amplifier. So I can fine tune all the controls here in one view. I don't have to jump back and forth between different menus. And that is the quick run through of Amped Humble. As always, we have a free trial, so please go check it out and see how it sounds with your guitar, fine tune it and find the sound that you like. Right now we have an intro deal going, so now would be one of the best times for you to actually purchase this plugin. Thank you so much for watching the video, and your interest in EVML Sound Lab is much appreciated. Subscribe and see you on the next one. Bye bye, I've been Mikko.